how to own them. A spot is any place you see with the potential for a sick trick to go down. Once you get a feel for skating, you'll start seeing them everywhere.
React to Mr. Nightmare. 4 disturbing true night shift horror stories.
Okay, so I used to work night shift at a small hotel, and this happened about a year ago. And I still think about it all the time because it genuinely freaked me out so bad. And I don't know what the guy's plan was, or what he was trying to do. It honestly makes me feel sick when I remember just how long he was there, and I didn't even realize he wasn't supposed to be there.
Can you hear it or no?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Perfect. Okay.
The hotel was small, only 3 floors and maybe 40 rooms total. It wasn't a busy place. Usually we only had about 10 or 15 rooms filled on weeknights. I worked from 10
Alright,
p.m. to 6
spots
a.m.
and how to own them. A spot is any place you see with the potential for a sick trick to go down. Once you get a feel for skating, you'll start seeing them
Watch
everywhere.
YouTube on my phone. It was really bad.
You gotta do some paperwork, Drew.
Just the desk and some couches off to the side with a TV, and then some vending machines in the corner. Behind the desk was a little office where I had a computer and a chair.
So good.
It's kind of laggy at the moment. I can't hear it.
That's connecting my mic.
How about now?
And a glass window so I could see the lot.
Yeah, it's good.
At night, the front doors locked automatically. Some guests had to buzz in. I would press a button to let them through. Usually nothing happened after midnight, except the occasional guest coming in late. One night, this man came in around 11. Everything about it still makes my stomach drop when I think about it. Buzzed the door and I let him in. He looks big for me. He's tall, kind of skinny, but not too skinny. He's wearing jeans and a baseball cap, carrying a backpack. He walked up to the desk and asked if we had a room for the night. I told him yes and gave him the price, and he nodded and pulled out a card. I swiped it, and gave him the key card for room 214 on the 2nd floor. I remember he looked at me for a second too long before he left. He had this kind of blank expression. His eyes stayed on me for seconds after I handed him the key. Then he turned and walked off toward the elevator. Nothing about it screamed dangerous right away, but it was enough to make me notice him. After that, I sat back in the chair and played on my phone for a while. Around midnight, I looked up and he was back in the lobby. He didn't come to the desk, he just walked past me and sat down in the lounge area with the couches. The TV wasn't on, but he just sat down facing it. I figured maybe he couldn't sleep or something. Some guests hang out in the lobby sometimes, so I didn't think too much of it. Then after half an hour, I realized he was literally just sitting there doing nothing. He wasn't on his phone or reading. He wasn't even dozing off. He was just staring straight ahead at the blank screen. I got up at one point to grab water from the vending machine, and when I walked across the lobby, I felt him turn his head and watch me the whole way. I didn't look at him directly, but I could
Nothing suspicious about that.
feel his eyes on me until I was back behind the desk. It gave me this really uneasy feeling.
Weak erection? Check out this chewable link.
What the fuck?
You know you have to get rid of the box so you can explain, right?
Yo, I got an ad that said weak erection. Try this.
That's funny.
It gave me this really uneasy feeling. Around 1 a.m., I was checking the reservation system on the computer because I was bored. And that's when I noticed something weird. I pulled up the occupied room list and saw that room 214 said vacant. I mumbled under my breath and double checked because I literally just checked this guy in an hour earlier. I thought maybe I made a mistake, so I looked at the check-in box. There was nothing for him. Name, charge, number. Then I went into the transaction screen to make sure his card had gone through and it showed no payments. I remember feeling confused as hell because I swore I swiped his card and it beeped like it worked. But there was nothing in the system at all. That's when I picked up the phone and called room 214. It rang like 10 10 times with no answer. I checked the key card entry log, which tells you if the door to that room was open that night, and it showed nothing. No one had entered the room. That's when I realized he never even went to the room after I gave him the card.
Damn.
I looked over into the lounge. There he was, still sitting there, staring at the TV that wasn't even on. I started to get this awful feeling in my chest. I sat there debating what to do. Part of me thought maybe the system just glitched. But the fact that the room had no entry log and no charge made it pretty clear he wasn't even checked in. I waited another 15 minutes just watching him. Around 1:30, I walked over and asked if everything was okay. He turned his head and looked at me with no expression. He told me he just couldn't sleep. Then he turned back toward the TV.
He drank a lot of coffee that day.
Nodded and went back behind my desk.
Yeah, dog, like...
Next time choose decaf.
Yeah, next time. Or like, why you gotta drink coffee at all?
Exactly. I got intestinal issues anyways. I have to drink it with like some, you know, like milk mixed with it. Not milk, like, you know, like those mixers, they have like a caramel macchiato or like chocolate or something like that. I can't drink coffee pure because my fucking stomach starts having diarrhea. Fucking butthole. Because my intestines can't handle the acidity of coffee, I guess. And
See him in the lobby at all. I scanned the area, then I spotted him standing at the end of the hallway by the bathrooms, half hidden in the dark. He was just standing.
yeah, nothing suspicious about that.
Still.
Yeah, nothing.
Glancing up at him, pretending to be on the computer. He stood there for a while, and then slowly walked back and sat in the lounge again like nothing happened. I called my manager at home and explained what was going on. She sounded tired and told me to just keep an eye on him and call the police if he did anything threatening. I remember hanging up and thinking that it already felt threatening, but I didn't know what else to do. I checked the security cameras after that. I saw him on the first floor hallway camera. He walked all the way down the hall, stopped at the end, stood there for several minutes, and walked back.
Did you not tell your manager, like, hey, this guy probably doesn't belong here? Probably trespassing, like, just a little...
Yeah.
Like...
This dude doesn't think logically at all, or something.
Get rid of distractions, like other skaters and random objects, while we... Whoa!
Like, hey, sir, no soliciting, get the fuck out of here.
Oh wait, I think this is a hotel. Okay. But he's not going to his room, so... Okay, that's why.
The best way to
He's not
own a
trespassing,
spot
so
is
like...
to get high scores, or do
Did he
the crazy
pay?
tricks secret.
No soliciting.
Let's give it a shot.
Wait, no, but did he pay, or is it like you pay after you... Because all hotels I went to, yours pay up front.
Yeah. It said it paid, but he didn't, so that means he's stealing, so... Why the fuck isn't he asking him, hey, yo, your card isn't there, I'm gonna have to swipe it again, bro.
No, I don't think it
Or
was...
you're gonna have to get the fuck out of here.
He paid for a card. If that's the case, why the fuck are you doing this weird shit? You're using your money for nothing. B, he doesn't pay because this hotel doesn't charge until after. I don't know. It sounds like a stupid system because it sounds like people could just easily leave. And, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I just want a fucking card. And it's like, okay, no payment. It's like, you know, it sounds like, you know, because usually they ask how many days are you sleeping, how many nights, whatever. Are you sleeping how many weeks, and then you tell them the weeks, and they tell you, okay, this will be this amount of money, $1,000-something for this amount of time, or whatever, or like $100 for this amount of time. You know, if you're in a low-quality hotel, it's gonna be like, you know, a few $100 or whatever. If you want to go to a nice fancy hotel, it's gonna be like, you know, nearly $1,000 for just for a couple of nights. That's how fucking high it is. It sounds like a shitty hotel though, so.
Stayed in there for about 10 minutes. I don't know what he was doing in there. Every time I looked up from the computer, he was somewhere else. Either the vending machines or by the elevators.
How about starting simple?
Just standing
Remember your ollies?
lobby where the light didn't hit well. He was always staring.
Night.
3:30. I couldn't take it anymore, so I called the non-emergency police line and explained that there was a man in the hotel who I didn't think was a guest. They said they'd send someone. While I was waiting, I noticed he moved again.
Yeah.
This time closer to the desk.
Sometimes you need to spin to win. Spinning midair is a great way to juice up your score, but let's practice on solid ground first. Functional kick turn. Now, hit that session marker to get realigned and launch some airs. Now, try to spin in the air. That's not quite it.
It's quite indeed.
I had to mute, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I paused the video. Let me fucking do this. Fucking shit. Fucking, I did this spin. What are you talking about? Fucking little spoiled ass bitch. Alright.
What? Who? The thing that you're doing?
Yeah, it's like I said, do a spin. I just literally did a spin. What the fuck is it? Oh, okay, never mind. I just had to click. Okay, I did a click.
The shit I'm doing was actually kind of hard.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Alright, looks like you've got it figured out. Let's put it all together and crush this on-the-spot challenge. This spot is the Hedgemont staple. There's a gap in the hedges up there. Head up the stairs and put a little buckle in that hedge. You know, the local skate crew in Hedgemont would probably be stoked to see what you have for this spot. They're called the Desk, and they love the hedge.
A few minutes later, the man disappeared again. I checked the cameras and saw him standing outside one of the guest room doors on the first floor. Like, he was literally just standing there. So that's when I called actual 911. I told them he was outside a guest's room, and I didn't know what he was trying to do. They said officers were on the way. I kept my eyes
I think he's like hunting down somebody or something. I don't know.
glued on the camera feed. He just stood at the door for about 3 minutes, and slowly walked back to the lobby. He came back, walked right up to the desk this time, and leaned over the counter. He looked at me and asked if there was any food. His voice was so low, it was disturbing. I told him there were vending machines in the corner.
From where?
A small smile.
The box? The...
Walked away. I just sat there, staring at the clock.
Yeah, continue. I just said my order.
Finally, around 4:10, 2 officers showed up. I let them in and pointed right at him. He was back in the lounge, sitting down. They walked over and talked to him for a few minutes. They asked for his ID and asked him questions I couldn't hear, and they walked him out. One of the officers came back and explained that the guy wasn't a guest at all. The credit card he gave me was stolen, and he had no bags or reservation.
Yeah.
He had just been pretending so we could get access to the building.
Yeah.
I charged him with trespassing and a stolen car.
Yeah. Yeah, soliciting. Yeah. You're right. Was soliciting.
See?
After they left,
I told you, bro. See, I know my stuff.
every time I looked at the cameras, I expected to see him again. The part that messed me up the most was realizing he had been inside.
I mean, that wasn't really a scary story. That was just kind of like an off-putting story, but it's like, I don't know. That was fucking...
It's not even a scary story. It was a fucking dumbass story. It's someone that didn't do their job right story.
It's a lame, pathetic. It was just some weirdo, creepy guy that you could easily just say, fuck off. Boom. You know, this guy really fucked himself too, because all he had to do was just act normal and pretend to fucking go into a room or something. I don't know.
Hotel for hours, wandering around and standing outside guest rooms, watching from the different spots. He was never even supposed to be there. I have no idea what his plan was, but I know it wasn't good. That was the scariest night of my life.
If that's the scariest thing you've ever experienced, my God, you're like there's a
You ain't gonna. I'm gonna be real with you. Life's gonna be a lot more scary here, dog.
Black Baldy and Black Ginger have experienced so much you cannot possibly imagine. Ouch!
Black Baldy and Black Ginger.
That's a nice rapper duo.
My name is Meredith. I'm 24, and I work the night shift at a tiny gas station.
Same age as me.
County Road 11. It's the kind of place most people don't even notice unless they're out of gas or completely lost. I took the job because it was quiet and predictable. I like that.
Yeah.
At least I used to.
Me too.
No! I was one tire away, bro!
Thursday night around 3 a.m. The air outside was wet and still. The hum of the overhead lights had been getting under my skin all shift. I was just about to microwave a cigarette when I didn't even really want when the door chimed. A man walked in, mid-40s, maybe older. He had a green coat, messy hair, dry lips. He hadn't smiled in years. He didn't head for the coffee or chips like most people. He just stood near the counter, staring at me with a strange kind of familiarity. "Hi," I said, forcing a polite smile. Then the man said, "You always work this late?" I blinked and said, "Yeah, mostly." He smiled, and he said, "I figured. I passed through a few times. Noticed it's always you." That unsettled me more than I let shoot. Oh yeah, right. Small town, I said. He didn't leave. Meredith, right? I froze. I wasn't wearing a name tag.
Damn, he loves you. He's like into you. It's like I see you
Wait,
here all the time.
if this is a male, female, she should call the cops right now.
Female. She's a female.
Yep, male on female, she should call the cops right now.
I was about to ask you.
Well, she could just say, "I'm not fucking interested in you. If you want to fucking pursue me more, I'm gonna call the cops, bitch." That's what you say. Get rid of that boner.
Oh, he knew. He followed it with saying that I have nice handwriting. And he motioned to the white.
I finally completed it, bro.
Hey, bro. What kind of fucking? That's an interesting way to flirt with a girl. Oh, you have some nice handwriting. Like, okay. that's an interesting. Usually it's like you have nice, beautiful eyes, you have nice hair, whatever. It doesn't really work, but hey, it's usually the classic. It's like, oh, you have nice handwriting. Nice handwriting.
Cinnamon coffee is back. Most people dot their I's like circles. You use little slashes. It's very specific, thoughtful. I didn't respond. I didn't buy anything. Just stood there for another minute watching me, like he was studying my reactions. Then he finally nodded. "I'm Paul," he said. "Just curious, that's all." And then he walked out into the fog. After that, he started showing up randomly. Not every night. Not enough to scream stalker out loud, but often enough that I stopped assuming it was a coincidence. Sometimes he'd come inside, sometimes he'd just sit in his car near the end of the lot with his headlights off. One night, I tried to ignore him. Came in, bought a bottle of water.
Lining up for a line challenge?
Like always.
Good idea. The line is quite short. Like no one.
"Long shift," I muttered. He slowly looked around the store.
What, did you challenge me?
No, it's a challenge for both of us.
Oh, okay.
We could just do the same one.
I didn't get the first one, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, just restart. Just restart. Press up on. We have to grind 10 meters and collect all the bearings. Oh my god, I failed! Failed. Why aren't you grinding? Grind on the benches. That gets your challenge done a lot quicker.
Okay, this time.
No, I failed. You see the challenges we have to do though, right?
I just felt like a dog.
He slowly looks around the store. Just you out here in the dark.
Yeah. He's just a friendly guy, just give him a friendly comment. Nothing harmful about that. You know? Nothing to be worried about.
No! I wanted to do a fancy trick, so I fucked up, bro. You completed it? Nice!
That's going to get you noticed.
You're the kind of person who's misunderstood. I thought maybe you'd appreciate someone who pays attention.
This spot is the hedge fund station. There's a gap in the hedges up there. Head up the stairs and put a little buckle in that hedge. You know, the local skater and hedge fund would probably be stoked to see what you have for this spot. They're called the Devil, and they love the hedge.
By this point, I was already dialing 911. He didn't stop me. The police came quickly, and he didn't resist. He just stood there, arms at his sides, waiting. They searched his car and found a notepad filled with dates and times. It was my schedule. Notes about my watch, my clothes, my groceries.
He just wants to have an attentive understanding of, you know, exactly what you need. You know, that's someone, that's a man we all strive for. All men we all need.
Exactly.
Yeah. Women, am I right? Overreact.
Page just had my name written over and over again in tighter and tighter groups.
Nothing suspicious about that whatsoever.
Turned into scribbles. He kept telling the cops the same thing. I just noticed things.
Do you want me to start another co-op one, or are you good?
What co-op? Nah, I'm good.
You want me to do it? You're good?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Give me one. Yeah. Give me one. Yeah.
Too late, dude. I'm already in.
Okay. Next time.
Alright, next time I go to another trick thing, I'm gonna invite you.
And sometimes, I still think about the way he said my name. Like he already knew what it would sound like in his mouth. Like he'd been practicing.
How do I do a manual?
You know what these stories all have in common? Not scary.
This happened to me just last night. I worked the overnight shift at a 24-hour gas station. I'm a 22-year-old female. I've been working there just shy of 2 months. I work the weekend shifts, which is Thursday through Saturday, while another coworker, who I'll call Max for privacy reasons, works the weekdays of Sunday through Wednesday. My coworker Max and a friend of his, I'll call Ben, had come into the station at about 2:30 a.m. to get some coffee and say hi. Max and his friend had taken some magic mushrooms a couple hours before they came in. So when I saw them, they were all giggling and shit. Honestly, it was pure entertainment for me. As we were talking about random stuff, Ben had made the comments about how there was a car with its lights off but running, with someone inside that had been there before they pulled in. He said when he questioned the guy said he was waiting for a DoorDash order. Normally that wasn't out of the ordinary for DoorDashers to wait in their car while we packed an order up. What was odd was I hadn't received an order in almost 2 hours. I spent most of the night in the back of the store cleaning, away from the tills.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
See the parking lot. We waved it off as nothing, and the two guys went outside to smoke a cigar and play with Max's dog that they brought along. At first, I didn't think much of it, but once I was alone, I thought it was a little weird considering I didn't know how long they'd been out there before my coworker came in. Fast forward about an hour, I was back here to get more coffee. It was at that point Max told me more about how the car had...
The thing, I only drink one coffee. If I ever drink coffee, it's like one coffee per day. And it's always in the morning. I never drink it like at the fucking nighttime or afternoon. Like past 10:30.
You would have hated this one, by the way. You would have hated this trick thing. It's fucking hard.
Oh, good thing I didn't play it.
Out there parked in a spot that even when I went to the register, I couldn't see it due to the wall. He told me that the entire hour they were out there playing with his dog and smoking in the parking lot. The man in the car had switched between watching them and looking like he was texting someone on his phone. When Ben had noticed this, in his high as hell state, he walked over to the car and asked him, "What's up? Why are you looking at us?" At that point, the man had tried to pretend he didn't speak any English. That didn't work.
No hablo inglés. Hablo español. Even though I just spoke English to you earlier.
He switched to English and started saying he must have had the wrong address or hightailing him out of parking. He was definitely higher than Max. But what made it really creepy was Max said that the car looked brand new and it had no license plate. He also noticed there was a pile of blankets in the back, enough to hide someone under. When the man
You could just abandon the challenge? That's pretty cool.
lights off, my car that also looked brand new and had no license plates. As soon as the first car had started driving away, the car that had just pulled in immediately followed them out. Max had stayed another 15 minutes before they headed out and told me to be careful, to keep an eye out. At about 6 a.m., he came back in for more coffee. He was definitely sober, so we talked more about it. He said the guy was acting super suspicious the entire time they were out there. They were constantly checking his phone and watching them, along with the entrance to the parking lot and the doors to the store. Even he admitted that he was freaked out. Once he came down from his high, he wanted to check on me to make sure I was all right. We both decided that had they not been there, this whole scenario could have gone one of several ways. I don't know if it was a pure coincidence, or if those two cars were planning on doing something with me as soon as Max and Ben had left and I was alone. I may carry a knife on my person for protection.
Is this the fucking story? What the fuck is this low budget bullshit, bro?
Is that even scary,
Fuck is
bro?
that? That was just a clown show. That was just a funny ass story. What the fuck?
He was high, and there was a car waiting for me outside.
We don't even know if what he was doing was wrong. What was that, bro? That was a waste of time right there. That was an absolute dog shit fucking story. I mean, it was funny with the ecstasy stuff, but like, you know, don't call it disturbing stories. 4 disturbing stories. What the fuck was that, bro? Who are these people?
And this
These are
is
like,
supposed to be nightmare fuel? What?
these are like, not to get too racial, but these are like super suburban white boy, never saw any like scary situation in his life, like privilege, like, you know what I mean? Like this is, what is this, bro? At least make it up, at least. Don't waste my time. Don't type this shit if you don't have anything interesting. Just that a fucking, I don't know, gremlin came out, tried to fucking attacking you, slicing your fucking head or something, and you killed it, and boom, I don't know, that would have been more entertaining as a story, even if it was made up.
But my gut tells me that from what they described, that if there were multiple
Ever fish a board out of the water?
might not have been any
Get
good.
ready.
And if
The
they
gaps
hadn't been
here
there,
flow like
just
water.
playing like kids in the parking lot, something terrible just might have happened to me. I work again tonight. I'll update if anything
It's
happens
go
during my
time.
shift.
My attitude for Sam was all about finding the right fit. When I discovered YVet.com, I was thrilled by how
Happens during my shift.
Oh my god, he updates someday, October 27th, 2024. Oh, he gave an update! It was last year. Oh, there's an update to the video. Oh, so might now it will be disturbing and scary. Oh, okay. Let's see what it has to offer.
I really wish I didn't have an update for you, but I do. The car
It better be fucking scary, motherfucker. That shit better be disturbing.
came back again during my shift. This is how it happened. It was about 3 a.m. I was mopping the floors when 4 guys came in to get coffee and some snacks. I was ringing them up when one of them asked if I knew anything about...
Jabril, can you please do the tricks?
You wanna invite me then?
You're over here. What are you talking about? Do you not see the thing we were doing?
Hold on, let me listen to the video.
I was mopping the floors when 4 guys came in to get coffee and some snacks. I was ringing them up when one of them asked if I knew anything about the car that was at the far end of the parking lot, running with its lights off. I looked at the man and asked him what car. He then went on to tell me there was what looked like a brand new Subaru, like the place was running, with what looked like 2 guys arguing in the front seats. I could feel my heart drop into my stomach when he said this. I told the group that a car with that same description had been sitting in the parking lot the night before. There was only 1 guy in it, who I assumed to be the leader of this group, and told me as they were pumping gas, they noticed the car as it had been there when they pulled in, how it just sat there as they filled up their truck. He told me as they were walking to the doors, they passed the car, since they were at the pump farthest from the doors. He said that as they passed, he could hear a guy not quite yelling, but talking pretty loud and pointing towards the doors of the store. As they passed, one of the guys started to walk towards the car and ask if everything was okay.
Way to crush that
When the guys in
cutting
the car
down.
finally noticed that, they proceeded to put the car in reverse and drive away. I told them that I believed that was the same car from the night before that had been acting suspicious when they
This
were
spot
on
is
the
the
parking
hedge
lot.
fund.
I completed it for us.
There's a gap
You're
in the
welcome.
hedges there.
With another car
Head
following.
up the stairs.
Your fucking avatar makes me laugh every time I look at
The
it.
local skate crew in Hedgemont would probably be stoked to see what you have for this
Hung
spot.
around for about 20 minutes
They're called the
before
Deck,
we all decided I
and
was
they
probably
love
in the
the
clear.
hedge.
I thanked them again and let them top off their coffee for free before they headed out, and I was left alone. Nothing else happened the rest of my shift, but I sure as hell kept an eye out, and I eventually had to go outside to change the trash at the gas pumps. What's scariest to me is not once did I see this car, but had multiple people warn me about it. At first, I was hoping I was just paranoid and it was really nothing. But to have the same car come 2 nights in a row, at almost the same time, and park in a spot that couldn't be seen from the register or the front windows, makes me wonder if my paranoia is justified. If it is, I'm just glad I had another group of people show up.
Is that the fucking update? Are you kidding me? So nothing also happened?
Great update. Let's be real.
So you just waste my fucking time with these fucking dog shit stories, and it's like I mean, there's not really that much to go by. It could be they just like hanging out there and fucking, I don't know, parking the car there. And even if they fucking did have malicious intent, nothing happened, so that doesn't make it a scary story.
Thankfully, I don't work for the next few days, and I can only hope when I work again, the car doesn't show up.
Okay. I mean, these stores are kind of dumb because it's like, I don't know, like you just imagine a robber. It's like, okay, so we're gonna rob that like guy from the gas station because that, you know, that guy has a lot of money. So it's like I don't get the
He
logic.
definitely has a lot of money.
It's like.
Don't forget to go around and activate your fast travel shit, bro.
To 6 a.m. The motel doesn't get much traffic at night. Maybe a couple check-ins after midnight if someone is traveling through. But most of the time, it's dead quiet. That's why I took the job. I'm not really a people person, so sitting in an empty building most nights works for me. The way it's set up is there's a main office with a front desk, some chairs, a coffee machine, and a little rack of brochures. Behind the desk is a hallway that leads to a back office. That back office is kind of like a lounge. It has another desk, a couch, a mini fridge, and a TV mounted on the wall. The cool thing is that there's a little speaker back there that dings whenever someone rings the bell at the front desk. So normally I just sit in the back, watch something on my laptop, maybe nap on the couch, and then when I hear the bell, I get up and walk to the front. I've worked there long enough to know the regular rhythm of the place. Sometimes the heater makes a clicking noise, and the front door buzzes when a guest uses their key card after hours. Those are all normal sounds. But the thing about working the night shift is even the normal stuff can get under your skin if you think too much about it.
I think
And sometimes
we'll always climb to the tall buildings and do something, bro, in this game.
the things that seem normal at first turn out not to be. This had been done a Tuesday night back in fall. It was cold outside, maybe in the 40s. The parking lot was empty except for 4 or 5 cars belonging to guests. It was about 2 a.m. when I first heard the bell. I stood up from the couch in the back and went into the main office. When I got there, nobody was standing at the desk. The lobby was empty. I looked outside through the glass doors, but the road was dark and seemingly empty as well. There were no cars pulling in or headlights or anything. I thought maybe I had imagined it, but the bell is loud and clear, so I knew I hadn't.
In the mood for an easy sesh?
I stood
Then
there
this
for a
is
minute,
the challenge for
waiting
you.
to see if anyone came in late, but no one did. So I went back to the lounge. I sat on the couch, pulled out my phone,
And
scrolled for a while.
go.
Not even 10 minutes later, the bell rang again. I jumped up and went quickly into the main office. But once again, it was empty. The hair on the back of my neck stood up and shut.
Are you adverse
I
to
went to the
movement?
doors and stepped outside. The parking lot looked the same as before. Cars were all parked with their lights off, and there was no movement anywhere. The road was completely empty too. I walked to the edge of the sidewalk and looked both ways. There wasn't a single sign of life out there. I went back inside and sat behind the front desk this time.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah! Okay. Are you gonna trick in the area?
Instead of going to the back,
Or are you good?
I figured maybe some drunk person was messing with me.
I wish you would have told me, bitch.
Yeah, a company can make you work without any days off. So. The question is, like, are they gonna make me work literally every day, non-stop, without any fucking breaks, without any days off? Because I mean, like that just sounds like a waste of money. Like you don't want to have all your employees working every single day. You want to have, like, you know, kind of mixture of, like,
Don't want to bother you. But
having,
the
like,
challenge spot isn't around here.
you want to be, like, flexible.
I won't do any more co-op ones.
I don't think I can work in that company for like 7 days straight non-stop. I don't think I can do that shit. I can just do that for a few weeks and then find another job, honestly.
Yeah, knock those objectives out.
Like, they gave days off, that'd be fine, but like fucking 0 days off, that
This
sounds
spot is the
ridiculous.
Hedgemont staple.
0 days off sounds like hell, bro.
Head up the stairs.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they give you days off.
You know,
If they don't,
the
then
local skate
yeah, I
crew in
can't do
Hedgemont
that.
would probably be stoked.
You're quitting, man. You saying fuck that shit.
And they love the
If
hedge.
they pay well, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, if they paid fucking, you know, fucking 6K a month or more, that would be pretty good. If they paid fucking some ridiculous price like 10K a month, yeah, I would. I wouldn't mind then. I would be pretty motivated. Or if I was like a doctor or physician or some shit like that, yeah, of course, because I'm getting paid good money. Like, doctor getting paid 300 fucking K a year, right? It's worth all the late night jobs. That's all worth it at the end of the day. That money, take it any day.
Maybe a guest's kid thought it was funny. After sitting there for 15 minutes with nothing happening, I started to relax again. I leaned back in the chair, opened my laptop, figured it was just one of those weird things I read about later. The bell rang again. I snapped my head up so fast that it hurt. The lobby was still empty, nobody in sight. My skin started to crawl. I stood up and walked around the front desk to make sure nobody was hiding. There was no one. I checked the bathrooms of the lobby. I even stepped outside again. Nothing. I walked the lot, shining my phone flashlight. It was just dead quiet. I went back inside. That's when I decided to try something different. Instead of going back to the lounge, I sat down in the chair right behind the front desk. Someone was sneaking around and ringing the bell just to mess with me. I wanted to be there to catch them. I turned the lobby lights down a little so the room was dim. I just sat there listening. It was so quiet, every little sound made me twitch. The clock ticking on the wall sounded louder than usual. The fridge in the back office clicked on and hummed. Every couple of minutes, the building creaked as it settled. I sat there with my arms crossed, staring at the bell on the counter. 15 minutes passed, then 20. My eyes started to get heavy. I thought maybe the person had given up. I even started thinking I just imagined the whole thing. Just as I was letting myself relax and doze off, it happened. The bell rang. Only this time, I saw what was doing it. Pale hands came up from under the front desk, reaching over the counter and pressing the bell right in front of me. I jumped up so fast, I'm sure the chair almost fell over, and I bolted down the hall into the back office.
Oh, that's real racist, man. Just because they're white, like, pale hands. Come on.
Just because they're white, bitch.
Unbelievable. That was very, very offensive.
Very offensive.
So fast, I'm sure the chair almost fell over, and I bolted down the hall into the back office. I slammed the door and locked it. I stood there in the dark, my chest pounding. My mind was racing, trying to figure out how someone could even be under there. The desk doesn't have much space underneath, but it's enough for someone to crouch if they squeezed in. That meant they'd been hiding just a few feet away from me, waiting. I forced myself to look at the security monitors. There were 4 cameras, one on the lobby, one on the hallway, and 2 on the parking lot. On the lobby feed, I saw the chair had apparently tipped over.
Well, I mean, at least this one has like an actual, like, you know, little threat to it. There's an actual, like, you know, horror to it, finally, so.
In my rush, the camera looked at
Yeah.
me, and in the bottom corner of the frame, I saw movement. A head poked out from behind the desk. I couldn't make out details, just the outline and a glint of eyes staring straight into the camera.
Ooh,
I backed away from the monitor.
totally not scary.
Look at it. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911 with shaking hands. I whispered to the dispatcher. Someone had broken in and was hiding in the lobby.
Wow, he said I didn't look at it. Wow, he's dehumanizing white people. Unbelievable.
Already.
Yeah, unbelievable. Very
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
He told me to stay where I was, and officers were on the way. While I was on the phone, I watched the monitor. The person's head disappeared, and I saw the person crawl out from behind the desk on hands and knees.
No, please.
Stood up.
Just grab. grab over the stairs. Oh, I thought you wanted me to grind over the stairs. I'm an idiot.
Turned and walked out your camera frame toward the hallway that led to the back office. I pressed my back against the box door. A moment later, the knob rattled. Just once. Very slow rattle. And nothing. The dispatcher kept asking if I was safe. I couldn't even answer for a few seconds because my throat felt like it was closing up.
Oh shit, I hit the butt.
It felt like forever. I heard slow footsteps moving away. Rushed back to the monitor. The man was pacing around the lobby again. At one point, he stood in front of the glass doors and just stared outside like he was waiting for someone. Then he walked over to the brochure rack and started flipping through papers, as if he were sarcastically killing time. Minutes dragged by. Finally, I saw flashing blue and red lights from the parking lot cameras. The cops pulled up. 2 cars. The man must have seen it too, because he suddenly bolted out of frame. A second later, I heard the front doors open. The officers cleared the building. They found a large rock near our front door that was presumably used to prop the front door open. They didn't find it inside. It was gone. They searched the lot, checked the road. The officer...
He just dipped, he just bailed, he just used all that guys like boom.
Whoever it was must have slipped out as soon as they pulled up. I kept replaying it in my head, Abby. The way that hand just came up from under the desk and pressed the bell. Calm as anything. Now every time I hear that bell at night, I think of that night and experience. I don't think I'll ever look at that desk the same way again.
Finally, I finished this mission.
Well, that was mostly shit. Only the last story had an actual, you know, was okay. The others was just dog shit. I was thinking of watching another video, but that fucking shit bored me to tears, so I'm just gonna say...
Oh, you're done?